All right, we're gonna go into our fourth place. There was another tie at fourth place.
Jeez.
Both of these shows came in with 15 points. First one we're going to talk about is from season 6 of this show. Very funny show. Somebody's wife does not like this show and thinks the characters are despicable.
Oh my god!
It is A Very Sunny Christmas.
God. Merry Christmas, bitches!
So the gang in this episode is trying to rediscover their Christmas cheer. And so they, of course, every episode with the Always Sunny gang ends in misadventure. So we have a lot of crazy things that happen. I'm trying to figure out how I want to talk about my favorite scene in it, because Charlie finds out his mom is promiscuous, let's just say. And Charlie thinks that Santa Claus, this is a mall Santa, had relations with his mom. So he goes to confront this Santa Claus. And so he asks his Santa Claus in the way Charlie looks at him, this Santa Claus needs to be feared for his life, because Charlie is not in a good mental space right now. And he says, Santa, did you blank my mom? Did you blank my blanking mom? That scene has been rolling every year.
The reason Dennis and Dee hate Christmas is because Frank would buy presents that they wanted, but for himself, to rub it in their face. So that's why they hated Christmas, because it's so funny. Because I think he buys like a Lamborghini or something.
Yeah, they showed flashbacks of him doing it even when they're children. He'd be buying stuff for himself that, of course, that he would never even use, just to rub it in his kids' faces. What a despicable. Oh, Frank.
And then remember Mac also learns that his Christmas presents were because it would be his dad just robbing other houses to bring presents.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he watches the old footage of the home recording of it, and he realizes now, watching as an adult, that they were robbing, because he thinks actually that you go to other people's houses to take a gift, and that's what you do during Christmas. And then the rest of the gang's like, no, that's not what you do. Your family's just messed up. So you just see how despicable and how awful each one of these characters' lives and then Christmases were, that they have fond memories for, but they realize that are not really something they should be having fond memories of. But it's just funny, the misadventure.
Great episode. Pretty funny. Always Sunny is one of the funniest shows ever.
Yeah, then they also try to get Frank back with making him do a Christmas Carol thing. Obviously it doesn't work, but...
I haven't seen that episode yet, but I'll probably check it out this Christmas season, because that seems like a hilarious episode.
It is very funny.
All right. So the next episode we're going to talk about was voted on by several people. Also at fourth place, we're going back to talking about a season 2 episode. This one is a very unique cartoon show, has been revived multiple times. It comes from season 2, episode 4. It's called Xmas Story. It is Futurama Xmas Story.
Well, I don't believe in Santa Claus. Come on, everybody. If you don't believe in him, he can't hurt you. Oh, God, the pain!
Ho, ho, ho! Time to get jolly on your naughty asses.
For those of you who never watched Futurama, it's a really funny show, made by the same people who also have done shows like Simpsons. They're in the future, and it's Fry's first Christmas in the future, and what they find out is that Santa is actually evil, created robot Santa a long time ago. In the year 2801, they created the Friendly Robot Company, created a robotic Saint Nick, but it ended up determining that pretty much everybody's evil and no one's nice, so everybody ends up on the naughty list, and had some unfortunate programming errors. So basically Santa becomes murderous on Christmas, and instead of being outside and enjoying, people have to stay inside because they're scared Santa will come and kill them.
Only Zoidberg was on the nice list.
Yes.
Which is nice, because Zoidberg gets trash.
Zoidberg always gets shafted and made fun of, so it's nice when every once in a while he gets something. One for the good guy. Is this the only episode where John Goodman does it? And then
I think it is.
It might be John. Is it John DiMaggio the rest of the way?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's also why I like this one a little bit more, because I love John Goodman as the evil Santa. It flips a Christmas convention. Santa's not nice. He will kill you.
Yeah, he will kill you. And also, I forgot. So Fry is originally trying to find a present to cheer up Leela. because Lilo's an orphan and won't be spending Christmas with any of his family. Fries also mentions that, and it cheers up. It makes Lilo feel bad, and he feels bad about it. So that's originally why he's out on the street. So, and it also ends with a singing number too at the end.
And Santa vows revenge.
It is one of the first episodes you have with Santa.
And I do like you mentioned, the subversion of the expectations of what Santa's going to be, because Santa's obviously a good guy. So seeing him as a bad guy is definitely different.
This was topped when Bill Goldberg was evil Santa.
Only
by Bill Goldberg.
All right. So we have 3 left, but there's a tie at second place and then a number 1. And I don't want to give it away, so we're going to go into some honorable mentions. This one from a very popular show. This is coming from Friends. This is called the one with the holiday armadillo, voted on by D3.
It was just a funny episode. I love how Ross, didn't get a Santa costume, so he's really trying to convince his son about that Santa has a holiday armadillo. Then you see Chandler show up with the Santa costume, and then all of a sudden Ross starts like, dude, you gotta leave. I'm finally getting him to believe.
The funny thing about it is that the reason he does this because he's not returning that suit back. He paid money for it, okay? He's going to get some use out of it. This is a classic episode because, Ross looks goofy. Everyone remembers that.
I'm trying to remember this episode. I'm trying to remember it.
It's very popular. It's one of the.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
Christmas episodes do tend to be a little cheesy, but I like this one.
All right. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be from a very popular show, cartoon about a boy in his laboratory. It is Dexter versus Santa Claus in Dexter's laboratory.
Yeah, this one is only like a 6-minute episode, so it's not very long. But it's just funny watching Dexter be such a doubter of Santa, and then he's so dead set that the Santa Claus is in his house is not the real Santa, it's his dad, because Santa Claus of course isn't real, Dexter thinks. So he does all these things. He even blows up half his house trying to prove a point.
Right, he blows up half his house like, I don't know, every other episode.
Well, true, but yeah, then at the end he rips Santa's beard off and finds out that was a real beard, and so he's just caused all this sort of destruction for no reason. But that's fun. I mean, like I said, it's only 6 minutes.
Mm-hmm. All right. The next one we're going to talk about comes from another popular show. It was voted on solely by Vitamin J. It is How the Ghost Stole Christmas, X-Files.
I don't know how many people have seen this episode, so I'm not surprised this didn't make it. But they're in a haunted house, and there's 2 ghosts there. And one is Ed Asner, and the other is Lily Tomlin. And they're just bickering. But at first they're they're doing the haunt thing, trying to scare them, but then eventually it just turns into them sniping at each other, sniping at each other. It's really funny, and it's Ed Asner, so he's got some great grumpy old man stuff in him.
And how does this pertain to Christmas?
Well, because the episode's on Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay.
All right. This next one we're going to talk about is probably one of the most heartfelt episodes. It is Arnold's Christmas from Hey Arnold. So this one is really a touching story. This is actually a 30-minute episode, was a 2-part, 30-minute instead of the 15-minute block. This is so Arnold draws Mr. Wynn for Secret Santa that year, and he's trying to get him the perfect present. And Mr. Wynn tells the story about how he had a daughter when he was in Vietnam, and during the Vietnam War, he was trying to escape, but there's only one spot on the plane left, so him and his daughter couldn't both leave. So he gave his daughter up so that she could be safe and would not have to deal with the war. And so Arnold takes it upon himself to try and find Mr. Wynn's daughter after all these years. And so he enlists some help. Meanwhile, Helga drew Arnold for Secret Santa from their class, and she's trying to get Arnold the perfect gift. And it's just this whole series of events of trying to help each other out. It's a really touching story. I think it got me from what it was talking about of it's talking about Vietnam War. This man lived through the Vietnam War and, had to make the ultimate sacrifice to give up his kids so that she could be safe, even though he would have to stay.
And you don't normally see that sort of thing, like a war, legitimate, real life war brought up in cartoons.
And it's touching because you also know this happened in real life. So, this isn't something that is made for TV. This stuff happened in real life, too.
Yeah. So when you go through...
And I know I speak for us parents out there. That's a sacrifice I would make 10 out of 10 times. I would get my kid out before I get myself out.
It would be certainly tough, though, to go that long without them, even though you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did hit me more so now after having kids. I'm like, oh man, that's a sacrifice I would make too, and it will break my heart.
Oh yeah. If you haven't watched Arnold, please go check it out.
Yeah, you probably should check it out. Pretty good.
I think it's on Paramount Plus. So let's go into our last three. It's tied at second place, coming in with 19 points. This one was somebody else's number one, coming from season 9 of this show, a very popular show of several people from New York. It was none other than The Strike, Seinfeld.
Happy Festivus.
It's Festivus.
When George was growing up, his father...
Nothing. It's nothing. It's a stupid holiday my father invented. It doesn't exist.
Happy Festivus, Georgie.
A Festivus for the rest of us.
That must have been some kind of doll.
And at the Festivus dinner, you gather your family around and tell them all the ways they have disappointed you over the past year.
And is there a tree?
No, instead there's a pole.
Yeah, that's my number one. Damn. It's one of the best episodes of Seinfeld, honestly. This introduces Festivus, which is a Festivus for the rest of us.
The first time I saw this episode, when Jerry Seinfeld said, after he explained what Festivus was and he got the ground rules so everyone was ready, okay, let's do it. He's like, I've got a lot of problems with you people, and now you're going to hear about it. But this man is dead serious. He's going to let them all have it.
I was like, it's like, gotta be a better way.
Yeah. It's gotta be a... But basically, the reason why Frank made Festivus is because he hated the how crazy Christmas shopping is. And so he's like, basically, like, the heck of it. So he made a Festivus for everybody else. So, and he goes on a strike. It's about the bagels, I think. But he teaches Kramer about Festivus. And so basically now the whole episode, he has Kramer espousing the benefits and greatness of Festivus. It's really funny.
From Wikipedia, Kramer requests time off to celebrate. His request is denied, so he goes back on strike, picking outside the store, sabotaging the bagel machine.
I also love the part where George takes his boss, Mr. Kruger, because the boss was like, "No, this isn't a real holiday. It's not real." And so George takes him there to prove it's real. So he takes him to the dinner, and he's into it. He is into Festivus.
George has a funny view on Festivus too.
It's because George made a fake charity. And then there was something about a donation, and so he found out that the donation is not real because he's like, "Oh, Festivus doesn't exist," and that's why. It's really funny. It's extremely funny episode. Oh yeah. So you got to decorate the Festivus pole. You got to host a Festivus feast, participate in the airing of grievances, hold a feats of strength competition, and proclaim your Festivus miracles.
Here. Those are the rules. It's Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank.
But yeah, I mean, we talk about iconic, Festivus is almost a real thing now because of this episode.
So glad to see it make number 2. I was hoping to be number 1, but I had a feeling.
Yeah. Let's go into our number 2. It's also got 19 points. This actually came from season 1. This actually is was the first episode of the show, though it wasn't the first time they did this. It was the first episode of the show. It comes from a very popular show that we all love. It is The Simpsons. Simpsons roasting on an open fire.
This holiday season, there will be a lot of Christmas shows. Ho, ho, ho! One more delivery and I'm gone! But one will change the face of television forever. Ho, ho, ho! They're coming to save the 90s. When do we get paid? In their first full-length television debut.
I hope you feel better, Santa.
Oh, I will when Mrs. Claus's sisters get out of town.
The Simpsons Christmas Special, Sunday, December 17th on Fox.
I mean, it's the one that started it all. Well, it shows how the guy Santa's will help with a dog. And, shows the length Homer will go to make his family happy. Now, this is what I like about early Simpsons. Homer may be a buffoon, but he has his moments that shows you that he actually cares about his family.
Yeah, it's like over the
Later
years.
seasons, not so much.
Well, it's like they did the same thing like Peter Griffin. It's like they had some good qualities in the early seasons, and then now the newer seasons are just dullards, essentially.
For most cartoons, and then there's even a term for this, they call it Flanders, is when you start off as a regular character, but then you become kind of a character of yourself, and that becomes your character.
That definitely is a Flanders, too, yeah.
I was going to say, a lot of shows, as they go more and more into seasons, they start feeling
a role essentially instead of being actual nuanced characters.
Which
But that's why early Simpson is far superior to any late season episodes.
Yeah, it's really cool because also it happens. They're supposed to get a Christmas bonus from the plant, and that year they don't get one because Bart gets a tattoo, which Homer and Marge told him not to, but he ends up getting it anyways. And they have to go to a dermatologist to have it removed. Marge spends the family holiday budget on doing that, thinking, oh, Homer's gonna get his bonus, so we'll still get the Christmas stuff, but they don't because Mr. Burns cancels this year's Christmas bonus, and then
Mr. Burns is greedy.
Yeah, it's greedy. So it also shows you a plot of like introducing the characters because it's showing you Mr. Burns, he's a greedy man. Homer works at the power plant, it's a big corporate, big entity. And then Homer goes to they bet it all on Santa's little helper for winning the race, but he doesn't. And, but
he gets abandoned.
Him. Yeah,
right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, the owner like pretty much is yelling at him, and then he gets abandoned. They take Santa's little helper, but the family is still fine.
Yeah. Well, Homer's distraught. He thinks he failed. Then when the family sees that they got a dog, everybody's like, "That's the best Christmas present ever." So while Homer thinks he failed, it turns out he actually succeeded.
Good job, Homer.
So it's kind of interesting. They started their show off of the Christmas special.
I think it's Albert Brooks, one of the original writers or whatnot. He said like the Simpsons should end on a Christmas episode. It starts with one, and should end with one. The book ended. Be like season 80, but
I would say, is that going to be after we're gone?
Yeah,
I think so. I think it's Simpsons will outlive us
at this point. Yes, this one was also nominated for 2 Emmy Awards in 1990. Kind of the start, and who would have thought that 30 seasons later still be going? All right, we're gonna go into our number one. It was the only one voted on by every single person. Came in with 31 points. Oh. It is also from season 1, according to Wikipedia. This is actually episode 2 of this show. It is from a very popular animated series from the Batman the Animated Series. It is Christmas with Joker.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
Jingle bells, Batman smelt, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away.
I mean, if anybody hasn't seen it,
it's so good.
Watch Batman animated series. It's so good, the whole thing. But this episode's pretty good too. You get the classic, the Batman version of the Jingle Bell song.
Yeah, Jingle Bells, Batman smells.
Yeah. Robin laid an egg.
I might have to watch that before Christmas.
But the plot is essentially, I'll do a small one. It's on Christmas Eve, and the Joker broadcasts a pirate Christmas special on television, and Batman and Robin have until midnight to fight their way past the Joker's traps that are hidden all over the Gotham, and they have to rescue Commissioner Gordon, Harvey Bullock, and Summer Gleason.
And TV, yeah.
But I also liked it because once there's one part in it where Batman and Robin had to deal with these big Nutcracker statues, and that just reminds me of the game we always played when we were kids. So I always like that association.
Well, I remember because we had a VHS of this, and then it was like a Power Rangers Christmas episode afterwards. We watched a lot as kids.
What's funny is I completely forget the Power Ranger stuff, but this episode I don't.
Yeah, this is the first Christmas episode I remember watching.
You got Mark Hamill doing this thing. You got Kevin Conroy doing this thing. Rest in peace, legend. It's one of the best episodes of the whole series, honestly.
And again, it's another one that like it started the show off because this is only episode 2, so that's kind of cool. It was very early in it.
And then at the end, they watch It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep. Proving it's a Christmas movie, Bobby.
There's a movie with Christmas in it.
Well, the Joker thinks it's a Christmas movie. How does it make you feel?
He didn't consider it. He just interrupted the broadcast.
Yeah, okay.
Good episode, good show. All right, that is our list. Did you agree with our list? Did you not? Were there some episodes or some shows that you thought should have gone on the list? Was there some that you thought shouldn't go on the list? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you all for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Till next time, you all have a blessed and Merry Christmas. Thank you all for always supporting and being with us for so long. Have a great New Year, and we look forward to seeing you all again next year. My name's Legacy.
And I'm Max.
I'm Bobby.
Bobby and Jay.
and may the discussions begin.